Hey T classes, welcome to T Tip Tuesday. So today's T tip, forgive yourself for what you don't know. As a business owner, I think a lot of the times we get so immersed into feeling like I should have known this. I made this mistake and now what? And I always have to sort of remind myself that my parents weren't entrepreneurs or, they didn't leave a blueprint for me. I didn't have any book when I started my business. So mistakes are going to happen. Things are going to happen. And sometimes you can't mitigate those mistakes. So every day I try to remind myself to forgive myself for what I did not know. And now if you do know and you're still making the same mistakes, that's a different story. But I think that as young entrepreneurs trying to grow our businesses and figuring things out, I think that sometimes we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to almost feel like we have to have all of the answers. And also we feel like, we should have known these things. But I'm here to tell you that there is no guide to this. There is no book to this. And no matter, even if you have mentorship or somebody who has been doing their business for 20 years, 30 years, they'll tell you the same thing. The mistakes are here. You're here to make them because you learn from them and you take those, and that is what builds the success in your business. So, forgive yourself. I think you don't want to walk into this new year with a lot of guilt. There's a lot of times where in the year before you may not have accomplished everything, or you wasted money doing something, but it's not a waste. It's literally a lesson. And now it's really time for you to evolve and learn from the mistakes that you made and actually do better this year. So I'm super excited about the journey and what you're going to do this year, because I know that there's greatness ahead. So all of the things that I kind of made a mistake with this last year, I am ready to kind of just, look past it and tell myself you're here to do better because now you actually know better. So, as you start to write down your goals and as you align with the things that you want for this year, just try to forgive yourself and do better with the journey and what, and where you want it to take you. I think that the longer we sort of harp on the mistakes and the longer we tell ourselves all right, you should have known better, or, is the longer and more difficult the journey will be. So I just wanted to encourage you guys to, forgive yourself. We are going to do better this year. Tell yourself that. Make sure you write it on a notepad, write it in your notebooks, write it on a mirror, and tell yourself this is going to be the most successful year ever. And your mindset is everything. Also, you can have the mindset, but you also have to be real with yourself. So if you want a goal of $100,000 for the year or a goal of $1 million for the year, you have to be hitting certain marks within your business. And you can't think that you'll realistically make those goals if you're falling short every day, every week, every month. And that's something that I really have to tell myself as well. And it's about being realistic with sort of your goals and what is really making sense. And just the data doesn't lie, the numbers don't lie. So realistically, take a look at the type of, pattern that you have with sales, with marketing, and ask yourself, really, can you hit the goals that you want? Do you need to adjust your goals? And if you do need to adjust your goals, does that mean that you need to adjust other things? Or is it that you need to increase marketing, or you need to increase the visibility, or increase maybe your product selections and the things that you're putting out? So I just want to encourage you to, to really forgive yourself and to really look at where you want to be in your business, what you want from the business, and if it can actually be attainable in this season. That's another thing. Sometimes we want something so bad, but we don't realize this isn't the season. I tell myself also, every year is not going to be a year of growth. Sometimes it's going to be a year of stability and staying flat. Sometimes it might be a decline year, but what do you do if it is going to decline? How can you sustain it so that it's not a nosedive down and you're not crashing? conditioning. So think about those things as you settle into the new year. Because right now we're 3 weeks in and we're starting to get comfortable, but it's still early. So habits need to develop, things need to form, and we need to make sure that we're forgiving ourselves. Oh, last thing I'll add too. Sometimes it's really important as you forgive yourself to note, you're going to make a mistake and you're going to have to go back. Sometimes we think like, all right, it's what do they say? It's 21 days to form a habit. So just ensure that you know that if you mess up on that journey within the time of you trying to develop a habit, forgive yourself and try again.